are recording video, and I will count it down in 3, 2, 1.
Where you going, Susie?
To spend the night at Kathy's.
Bet you're excited.
A little scared, too, Milton. I've never slept away from home.
That's only natural. I was nervous my first night here.
Really?
Sure, I didn't know if you'd like Kellogg's Pop-Tarts, but you did. Especially all that real fruit filling and delicious frosting.
Milton, did you ever stay at a friend's house?
Nope, couldn't find an extension cord long enough. There's a lot of good inside Kellogg's Pop-Tarts toaster pastries.
I got a whole leg coated with neosporin.
The Morning Stream. 2 weeks? There's no such thing as 2 weeks in the news business.
Greetings and welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for October 26th. It's a Thursday and it's 2023. I'm Scott and that's Brian. Hi.
Hello, Scott.
Yeah, we're getting real close to the spooky day. We got Halloween coming up Tuesday. Ooh.
Yeah. I know. It's we got lots of stuff coming up. Obviously, we got a very spooky edition of Playdate, which really won't be that spooky because it's going to be Jackbox. But
yeah.
But it will be in the dark.
Are you? Do you have any extracurricular parties planned or any kind of Halloween-y stuff?
No. We're basically going to. Oh, you know what? Gosh, it falls on a Tuesday. Just dawned on me, and that's usually trivia night.
Oh, I bet they do it up at the trivia thing, right? Or at the bar?
If they do it, I want to go. Yeah, I mean, it means probably getting egged, but I'm okay. Turning the house lights off and going and playing trivia. I'm kind of fine with that.
Why not? House lights off, no bowl of candy. Go do your thing. Take Halloween back, exactly. Brian. Take it back. Be a kid again. I don't know what we're doing. We're probably going to be...
We're taking it back.
We're taking it back. I know Van's neighborhood that they live in is kind of boring, so they're going to come over here, and he's in his big astronaut outfit. We'll probably walk around here a couple of laps, and then park our butts and give out candy. I don't know. I don't think we're doing anything else. You know, maybe a movie later that night or something. I don't know. I don't like it when it's on a Tuesday. It feels weird to me. I like weekend Halloweens. That's my favorite.
I do too. Yeah, I'm with you. It's like, let the kids go out, and stay out late and not have to worry about school the next day. And plus, it's going to be like 50 degrees here. It's going to be, what's your costume? It's a parka.
it's a coat my mom made me wear.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong. And it's going to be cold here as well. And I just think that you could do a thing like they do with Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving isn't a particular day. It's the fourth Thursday of November, right?
Right.
So do like fourth Friday of October is Halloween. Why don't we do that? Why do we not do that with almost all holidays? Christmas, too.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Christmas is annoying when it's on like a Sunday or something.
Sunday Christmas I don't mind, but it's like Wednesday Christmas feels really dumb to me. You know?
That seems dumb.
Sunday, for whatever reason, like a Christmas Eve on a Saturday night. Oh yeah, give it to me all day long. But Tuesday night's Christmas Eve is like, no, really? That feels like yeah. So Santa will be out as soon as he wraps up his webinar.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah. He's got a TED Talk in San Jose. He's going to be late.
Exactly. As soon as he finishes that, presents totally happening. But before that, Santa's got a webinar.
Well, let's just say me. If I'm Santa, I have a webinar for everybody, real quick, about a tasty treat for folks looking for less sugar in their lives. Okay.
Okay. All right.
Do you have Roxbury there? The chain of juicing places, juicer joints?
No, it's like a Jamba Juice, but called Roxbury Base.
Yeah. it's a night at the Rock. No, it's
you
go
basic. In there and you place your order like this.
Yeah. They want to know how many. It's for ounces. So when you're like 24 ounce, you got to do 24 of those.
The 24. Oh, geez. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's a lot. People are in line a long time. No, it is like Jamba Juice. It's a lot like that.
Okay.
And we went there yesterday to get Carter one of these flu busters. She's fine. It just makes her feel better.
A little vitamin C going. Yeah,
sure.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's really citrusy and I don't know, helps clear her nose and this sort of thing. Anyway, so we go to get her one of those, and I notice on the menu my favorite one when Devil May Care about sugar intake was this peanut butter blast thing they made. And it was basically a peanut butter shake, but at a juice place. So there's no fruit in it. It's just like, there's peanut butter. It's basically a peanut butter smoothie.
Sure.
And, some banana and other stuff in there. Really good. I used to love them, but they're just chock full of sugar. We go there yesterday, and on the menu it's the only one, too, that has a light version of it. It's not 100% sugar-free, but it's way, way, way less. I think the sugar may only come from the banana or something.
Sure, just natural sugars, banana sugars.
And it's so good. It's as good as the other one. It's so good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Or maybe so I don't really do sugar anymore, so when I have, it's gotten to the point where artificial sweeteners or even just stuff that's like naturally sweetened tastes 100% fine to me and as good as anything I ever used to. I'm sure if I had the sugar one, I would go, oh, well, objectively, the sugar one is better.
Sure, of course.
But I'm so used to it that it didn't matter, and it was so good. Oh,
so looking at it right now, by the way, Roxbury's tagline is "the best smoothies in Utah." So, well, shoot, but they do have a couple locations in Idaho, which are still the best smoothies in Utah. But their peanut butter blast is almond milk, peanut butter, chocolate, bananas, and non-fat frozen yogurt. This sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is good.
So, the chocolate. Did you see what they put in as far as chocolate? Was it syrup? Was it powder?
Didn't see.
Powder?
We did the drive up, so we couldn't see how they made it. But I think it's dark chocolate instead of milk chocolate.
Okay. Yeah.
And there was something else they said on the menu, and I can't remember what it was.
This sounds amazing. Now, there's a Jamba. The closest Jamba I can think of is probably Boulder. I'm sure there's something closer than that to me. But a couple blocks away is Into Juice, which I don't know if they just thought they were being funny. Like, hey, are you into juice? Yeah, I'm into juice. Are you into juice? I
bet they did, dude. I bet that is exactly how that name came around.
I think so. But they make an incredible smoothie called the Sunset Beach, which is like watermelon juice mixed with like peach sorbet and then fruit. They dump a ton of fruit in there and stuff, and it's amazing. I'll bet they do one of these too, like a peanut butter blast.
They probably do.
Incredible.
It's so good, dude. For real.
Yeah.
So I guess y'all have to get it in Utah or parts of Idaho, but hopefully other places have it. If you do get it though, and you can get the light version, tell me if I'm wrong. It tasted as good, and I devoured it. I was like, oh, I never get this sort of stuff anymore. Nom 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 nom. And it tasted as good as the other one ever did to me. So
nice,
fantastic.
I'm looking right now at the menu for the Into Juice by me. Let's see,
Into Juice. Oh my gosh,
Into Juice. Yeah, I know.
I like juice too, and I'm into it. I understand where they're coming from. I just don't think I'd use it as my name. But whatever.
I'm just gonna look for a peanut. There we go. They're Choconutter.
Oh.
Fat-free milk, banana, chocolate, peanut butter, vanilla, non-fat, frozen yogurt. The Choconutter is the peanut blast or whatever it is.
Peanut butter blast. That's it. That's totally it.
That's it right there. I'm ordering one of these.
You should get one. They're really good. You will not be disappointed.
Cool. All right.
I'm a sucker for peanut butter-based things anyway. So if you came to me with cookies and said, all right, you have a choice. Here's chocolate chip. Here's this other kind. Here's 3 other kinds. And here's peanut butter cookies. I'm taking the peanut butter cookies.
Yeah, Nutter Butter is unequivocally my undisputedly my favorite cookie. We'll just watch out. We'll just avoid that landmine altogether. Unequivocally.
You've Porky Pigged it there at the end. I like it.
Unequivocally.
Anyway, go get one. They're really good. All right. Cool. Speaking of fluids, Brian and his his brakes.
Yeah. Notice I corrected your spelling of brakes, by the way.
Yeah, I know. That was good. You had some. Remember, you were supposed to bleed your brakes. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I remember that somebody claimed I was supposed to bleed my brakes.
Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of people countered it. Bunch of people countered it, including, we'll let this guy's, his is a little more nuanced, which is why I'm using his call. We got like 50 of these, all right? I'm only playing one. Sorry to everyone else. His was the most concise. One of them was 5.5 minutes. I can't play those.
Yeah, Jeff Sire sent me a few paragraphs, and it was glorious. I love Broncos. Emails.
He's verbose, that guy. He can say stuff.
He is.
Anyway, here is that.
Hey, Scott and Brian. This is Racer951Y. Hey, the person emailing about the bleeding the brakes is right, but if Brian only pushed the pad back and didn't crack open the system, he didn't need to bleed the brakes. The pumping of the brakes was just reseating the pistons from the caliper onto the pads and making contact. It's just a normal thing. As long as you don't open the system up, the hydraulic part of the system, you don't need to re-bleed your brakes every time. Now, you're supposed to change out your brake fluid every 5 years, but that's a different thing. Love the show, though. Bye.
All right. Some good level-headed advice there. And he also said bleed the Blakes at one point in there.
He did say breed the Blakes. Yep. Yes.
Yeah. It's hard
which
not
my
to.
friend Blake will find very amusing. Yeah, no, I never disconnected the hose from the caliper system. And that really is the definitive question. Did you take off the hose? Basically, here's when you know you need to bleed the brakes. Do you have a pool of brake fluid underneath your car? No? Then you don't need to bleed your brakes.
Then you're good. Okay. That seems like good advice. I'm going to take it next time I don't do this manually because I never will.
So Chicken Schmitz in the Tadpool says that's also a good time to change your blinker fluid. It's a great joke, Chicken Schmitz. My roommate. So for a while, I had a couple roommates just out of college that were a married couple that hated each other. Let's just not even mince words.
Wow.
They were always very angry at each other. They stayed in the house actually with Tina in a while they were getting resettled and stuff like that, and it was like Fight City and all that stuff.
Were they recently married, like young married, or
they were young married? Yeah, okay. They married really, really early on, and they divorced really early on, and they stopped talking to each other forever, really, really early on.
Wow, fun.
But at one point, he convinced her that she needed to change the air in her tires, and she actually went to a gas station, emptied out, like basically held the little button in on her tires or did whatever, like the little, you know how on the back of the air, the thing that has the air, there's a little tab where you can lower the pressure. Yeah. She emptied out each tire and refilled each one at the gas station. This was before, this was what, 89 or 90, I guess. And this was before you had to go to one of those things and pay $2 for 5 minutes of air.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember, dude, I used to love getting free air. That was awesome. It should still be true. It should still be free.
Still be free.
But let me understand this.
Yes.
Is it this sort of thing is why they hated each other? Because that is the meanest prank to play on somebody.
I mean, this was indicative of who he was, but he was at the time a very self-centered, full of himself kind of guy. And she was demure and mousy, and he thought he could change her. And you'll learn in relationships, you can't change the person you marry or that you're in a relationship to be who you want to be. You have to basically accept them for who they are and love them for who they are. And that's Sun's Therapy Thursday. That's our show, everybody. Thanks.
Good night,
everyone.
We'll
see you next time.
See you next time. Coverville at 1, in Court 5. Right, exactly.
But that's probably an example of who he was as a person that made them split up, but it wasn't that specific event wasn't something, because she did kind of laugh about it once some time went by.
Well, that is one of those stories you have to have time go by before you can laugh at it.
Yeah, exactly.
I would be so pissed if I was her.
Yeah.
But it actually sounds like, if you really don't know and you're kind of new to car stuff and everything, it sounds real. Like, you can't have the same air in your tires for the full year. Make sure before winter comes, you change out the air because it gets stale and your tire.
Exactly,
I could see that.
Exactly.
I could see that being convinced, or somebody being convinced of that. You know?
Did they? When you went to Jiffy Lube the other day, did you ask them if they changed the air in your tires? They didn't. You might need to do that, because how long has it been since you've done that?
That sounds like a normal question.
Like, you could say that in a very believable way to somebody, and they'll fall right for it.
Yeah, that sounded like a normal question, even just the way you said it just now. And even though I know what we're talking about, it still sounded normal. Yeah. That's devious, is what that is.
Yeah, like I had you guys going on Film Sack when I said that Chris Sarandon and Susan Sarandon both had the name Sarandon before they got married. No, it's just a coincidence that two people named Sarandon married each other.
Yeah, we all were like...
And there was the long pause, and
we didn't know.
One of you said, really? And I said, okay, no, come on now.
I think it was me. I think I was I'm always the one to yell the word really as loud as I can. I don't know why I do that. Claire in the chat says, Here's her two things that she says. No, Scott, that's effing stupid.
Stupid.
And then she went stupid again. And then stupif.
Stupif.
I think she's drinking. That's what I think's going on.
Too. All right. Well, it's 5:00 in Ireland. I don't know actually what time it is in Ireland.
4:20. Who knows? Anyway, so that's the thing. So bleed your brakes when it's the right time to bleed them. Don't bleed them for times when you don't need to bleed
exactly. And in all cases, Blake, keep breeding. Keep breeding your Blakes.
Keep breeding your Blakes. The world needs more Blakes, and you're here to make it happen. All right, check it out here. I got a text, or I guess this is an email. I can't remember where I got this, but it's about misheard lyrics, and it's from Ryan, not to be confused with Brian. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
to make it clear.
I get confused all the time. Thanks.
Do you think if there's if you guys were gangs in like the Warriors, you'd be in the Brian gang, there'd be a Ryan gang, like, because everything had a theme in the Warriors, so you could be a Brian gang. Why not?
It's but you'd have to explain it. I think at least the baseball gang, you could look at them and say, "Oh, I see why they're a gang," or the disco looking gang or whatever. I can only remember the baseball gang, but
they stood out. I understand.
They stood out, but you have like 8 Bryans who are like, whacking baseball bats and stuff like that. Like, what are you guys? We're the Brian gang. See, his name is Brian. His name is Brian. His name is Brian, but he spells it with a Y. His name is Brian.
You don't really have an outward. You don't have an outward showing.
No.
Allegiance. You can't say.
I'd be part of the 3D print gang, and we'd be we'd be using our 3D printed weapons, but we'd be in the process of breaking the supports off of them to get them cleaned up
the whole time. And then you'd all wear like one of the older MakerBot size on your head,
exactly.
So it's just your head looking out.
Yes,
oh
exactly.
Man, now we're on to something.
Yeah, now we're on to something. What theme gang would you have belonged to?
Oh my gosh, dude, who would that even be? I don't know what you'd have to again have this outward looking thing, right?
Right, it would have to be a visual gang. You couldn't say, we're the Johnsons.
I mean, everything I do is so digital. That's boring. I'm trying to think. Like, we would be the... I don't know. What, chat? This is where you kick in.
I feel like game controller. We're the game controller gang. And you're like, you're all carrying game controllers and the Nintendo glove and
that's cool.
Rolled up Dance Revolution mat and
no, I like this. Everyone's got a glove.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the NES glove. Everybody's got I don't know, on their back we have Bob the Robot or whatever.
Right.
What else?
Rob, I believe.
Rob is I always say Bob. And then we're using controllers like nunchucks. You got them tied off in the same end. You got a big fat original Xbox controller on this side and a gnarly PS2 controller over here, and just that's pretty good. I like that.
It's good. I think it's pretty good.
All right, I'm in. The chat will come up with something terrible, and that's fine too. They can do whatever they want. All right, this is an email about misheard lyrics from Ryan, who is part of the Ryan gang. That was a weird off ramp we took there for a minute.
It was fine, but it was a fun off ramp.
It sure was.
We're back on the road, and it was one of those off ramps where if you just keep going straight, don't turn left and turn right, you're right back on the highway.
Yeah, you're right back where you were heading in the first place. We're on our way to Provo. Okay, here we go. This is from Ryan. He says, regarding misheard song lyrics, when my sister and I were young, I think she was 5 and I was 7, she told me there was this awesome song on the radio about a dragon named Sarl. She went on and on about this dragon. She had a whole story about him. Months later, the song played on the radio, and it turned out to be Your Wildest Dreams by the Moody Blues. Specifically the line, quote, and when the words are touched with sorrow, unquote.
That was are touched with sorrow.
Yeah. And he says, that was my first experience with misheard lyrics. It's funny and awesome. My baby sis totally ran with it, and I love her for it. While half the tadpole looks up who the F the Moody Blues are, my old ass is going to take a nap. Shove below, though, Ryan. That's awesome. Yeah, the Moody Blues, that's a deep cut. That's a pretty deep cut.
It's a pretty deep cut. I mean, people have heard Knights in White Satin, right? Sure. Come on.
Sure.
People have, that feels
I have.
Like, well, we're old, Scott. I'm talking about our tadpole. Claire, you ever hear Knights in White Satin? Never reaching the end. I know I've talked about my roommate in college who kept a clear bottle of Mountain Dew for his spit on our desk, on our communal desk for art school. But that's also his favorite song, and he listened to it over and over and over again.
So how do you feel about that song now?
I have a hard time still listening to it.
So
I like covers of it.
Yeah. But you wouldn't go like purposely like fire that up later because you're now.
No. And you know what? As far as Moody Blues songs, there are half a dozen I like way more than that song. Like Your Wildest Dreams is one of them. Questions. Is it Questions? What is it? It's
I don't know that one. I don't think.
Let's see. You don't know it from the title, but you know it if I were to sing it to you.
Oh, I'd love to hear you sing it. Let's hear you sing it.
Where is it? It's just called Question. Do we ever ask a question when they're knocking at the door?
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
That's a great song. Good. Yeah. You know what? Moody Blues is all right. They're all right.
Yeah. I know you're out there somewhere Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Tuesday afternoon. And of course, Gemini Dream. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go listen to every Moody Blues song except for Nights in White Satin. Thank you, everybody. Thanks. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye now. Anyway, so thank you, Ryan, for that insight. And yeah, people mess up lyrics all the time. I think that's a sweet one.
Shut up, Claire.
What did Claire say?
She says, "Okay, now you sound like an old man, Brian."
Whatever.
Someone hop in the Nightbot and create a shortcut for me for like a exclamation point Claire, and it just.
Yeah, what do we call that? Bang sign? So bang Claire?
Bang. Well, you said. I don't think we want to say bang Claire.
Yeah, don't bang Claire. Somebody come up with a different term for that function, because we don't want to ever say bang Claire again.
Exactly.
Good Lord. Yeah. Well, anyway, there's that. Hey, everyone, we have a little bit of news lined up. Our crack news staff have been funneling stories through the desk.
Goodness.
Yeah, through the news desk, and we have to report on it now. So enjoy. Today's news brought to you by
Coverville today, back at 1 p.m. for the next few weeks while I wrap up a class in SEO that is going to be taking up my weekdays for quite a while. However, Coverville will be at 1, and it'll be, we're just going to listen to the Moody Blues Greatest Hits. No, we're not. We're going to listen to the 10,000 Maniacs show that I promised you last week when I got feverish. I have the fevers from my COVID shot. No, we're finally going to get to it. So all this time that Natalie Merchant has been waiting for the weather and the carnival and the what's the matter here? I don't have a thing for that one. But yes, 10,000, all of them, 10,000 Maniacs covers and covered today at 1 p.m. Mountain Time. Twitch.tv/Coverville.
I'm going to say something about Natalie Merchant.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let me go ahead and do this. So,
sure,
I'll admit, like in the 80s, I had a little bit of a crush on her. I thought she was
really
adorable.
Okay.
Yeah, I just really liked her. But I haven't really paid much attention or seen anything. I'm just going to say she looks freaking great, has aged beautifully. Just as she looks awesome.
She's kind of our age. Like, she's not that much.
No, she's probably right around, maybe
60.
even. Yeah, she's older than us. Yeah. And she's got this amazing shock of white hair in the front. She just looks.
Does she really?
She looks awesome. So I can just see her up there still, banging out the hits and, getting her done.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
she looks like she could hang out with Frances McDormand, and they would get coffee and talk about how the world's going to hell.
Yeah, they'll hang out in the back of her van.
Hang out at a Peaberry because not a Starbucks, because Starbucks is too commercial for them. But they'll actually meet up at the Coffee Bean and Tea Leaf at 10 o'clock after I take the dogs for a walk and drive over there in my Subaru Forester.
You are 100% dead on this. You've got it all. It's Boulder, it's Park City, it's all that. It's that whole vibe.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you nailed it. All right, let's do this. Let's do this thing. A DeLorean. Remember the DeLorean? The car?
I do remember. I remember because thanks to Back to the Future and cocaine, I know all about the DeLorean.
Yeah, without cocaine and Back to the Future, is there even a DeLorean? That's the question.
Even a DeLorean? Yeah. What was it? It was the main guy was hiding cocaine in a DeLorean, right?
John DeLorean? Maybe.
John DeLorean? I think
he was the founder guy. Yeah. I saw a documentary on him, and I think you're right that he's the one that had coke. They found coke in his car.
The cocaine problems.
Yeah, he was super into cocaine. He liked to
trafficking cocaine. There we go.
Yeah. That's a weird story, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But everybody, because of Back to the Future, we all, as youngsters at the time, all were convinced that it was the single coolest car in the history of the planet. I mean, that's just how it was. Here are the cars you had growing up when you were Brian and I's age. You had DeLoreans. You had that Ferrari that
that Ferris Bueller had.
Yep. Or even, I guess you could take the Ferrari from can't think of his name. Magnum PI's Ferrari. That was a big deal.
Oh, sure.
Except you were watching Love Boat, so you missed all those.
I missed that. Yeah.
Knight Rider. Oh, you missed Knight Rider too, though. You missed that car.
Yeah, I think Gopher drove a sensible K car.
In one of the rare episodes where they were driving around. Yeah.
He was just out driving his AMC Gremlin. And don't forget the Porsche 911. That was big for us.
Oh, yeah. No, 911s, that was everybody. That's all anyone wanted was a 911.
Yeah. Everybody had a poster or knew somebody who had a poster of a Porsche 911 with a black background and a woman in a bikini, a red bikini, laying on top of the hood.
Yep. And a Firebird Trans Am for a while had a moment.
Right.
There's just a certain set of cars, and that was the 80s, and we didn't know or care about any other cars but those cars, except for the shitty ones we could only afford and buy in high school. But you had to. But then even then, I would pretend that my car was cooler than it was. Well, anyway.
By the way,
yeah.
Even though I didn't watch Magnum PI or Dukes of Hazzard or any of those shows, I'm still fully aware of the cars and the premises of each of those shows.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff was all over the popular culture. You couldn't avoid it.
I knew the Golden Girls was about 4 elderly ladies before I watched an episode.
That's a good point. It was part of the zeitgeist, all this stuff, for sure.
It was part of the zeitgeist, exactly. By the way, TV's Travis has a sweater with the Golden Girls on it. I swear the B. Arthur looks like Jay Leno. We had this discussion over chat the other day. But
Ew.
Yeah, it's absolutely Jay Leno.
Travis, you want to post that someplace so I can see this? I want to see this.
Yeah, I'll copy, and I think I can copy it from our discussion.
Yeah, I'd like to hear it.
Wherever the heck that was. I don't even remember what channel that was in.
Yeah, me neither. All right, a DeLorean, a brand new one, basically.
Brand new DeLorean. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to the.
Yeah, no, we went places, but it's all right. 977 miles is all was ever put on this thing. It was found in a Wisconsin barn. I love that it was a barn.
Oh, no kidding! Was it covered with tarp to make sure that no one would find it? They won't find it.
They'll never see it here, Marty. Yep. And then a farmer showed up with a shotgun. Oh, it was a lot.
That's right.
Tintin, by the way, submitted the story to our Discord, so I appreciate him doing that.
Excellent.
2 men went on a mission to retrieve a DeLorean from a remote location where the car had been left preserved and unused for decades. No, not Marty McFly, not Doc Brown. Way to go, NBC New York. Although there are many parallels to the scene in Back to the Future 3, where the two removed the time machine from a cave in hopes of restoring it to full condition. See, that's not the movie I would have referenced. I would have referenced the first movie with the barn in it. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, but the cave, basically he drove it into the cave in the past so that he'd have access to it in the future.
Right. I think that was the deal.
That was the only way it would work, right? You couldn't put it in the future and it would show up in the past. So,
right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I saw something yesterday. Did I send you this? Shit.
No, I don't think you did.
Okay, you know Brian Cox, not the actor Brian Cox, but the astrophysicist Brian Cox.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Really smart dude. Maybe it's here. Hold on. If I have this, I'm going to play it.
Okay.
I just thought of you because it was about time stuff. Let's see if I can find it here. Oh, geez, Scott, this is so... Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, this is it. Is this it?
If you look at the history of life on Earth, you have microbes around 3.8 billion.
No, that's not the one. That's him, but that's not the one.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. It's the time travel one, right?
Did I send you that? Yeah. I must have sent that to you. Okay, so it was interesting because...
You sent it to me over the weekend.
Because he said, he goes, the short of it was, somebody asked him in an interview, is time travel possible? And he says, going back, no, it's just not. But it is possible to travel forward in time. And then he explained all the back end of the science as to why that is possible. And it was freaking fascinating to listen to. Oh, man, I'm so into that.
That's something that that we learned in, basically it's that whole thing. If you fly away from the Earth at the speed of light or 99.999% of the speed of light,
right,
perpendicular to the surface of the Earth out, time for you time for everyone else will go slower than time for you. So technically, you are flying into the future.
Correct. It is on a technicality. It's not quite the same as like I'm going to go see where my kids ended up. It's not like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, although if you do that, I mean, theory of relativity or general relativity.
Yeah.
But if you all right, you fly out and then you fly back at the speed of light, you will be.
Yeah, you'll look like you did when you left. Or you'll be like 2 years older.
In the future. So technically, you'll like be, look at all of you guys. I still look like Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's the interstellar thing, I guess.
It is, yeah.
So what was it on there? It was like when they were on that planet with water, it was 7 years for every hour they were there.
For every hour they were on there, yeah.
Yeah, and they were there for like an hour or something. Just long enough to lose the doctor from Firefly. Have him go drowndy. Yeah. I got to say something about that movie. I went into that rewatch recently, and as soon as it started and I forgot the name of the robot. Forgot the name. But anyway, I saw that thing and went, this thing's weird. I don't like the boxy shape. It annoys me. Like, I remember being annoyed by that thing and the design of it, and I immediately was like that again. But then as the movie went on, I got way more forgiving of that robot.
Totally. You know why? I'll tell you why. Cybertruck.
That's what did it?
That's what did it. That's why you're okay with Tars being all boxy.
I have a family friend who bought one of those trucks.
Get out, really?
Yeah, and he got delivery on it. I won't say where he lives or what his name is. He listens, I think. The quarter panel's all effed. It wasn't lined up. So he has to send it in to get it.
Oh,
fixed.
No, really? It's not like he has to ship it back to get fixed?
I don't know if he has to ship it back. He at least has to take it to an authorized.
Can he take it to a Tesla? I'm hoping he can take it to a Tesla repair shop.
Yeah, there's stuff. I think those exist. I don't know how close one is to where he is. And I'll say he's in the state of Oregon. That's as close as I'll say where he lives. But he probably has a way to do that. He was very upset about it, though, because, A, it took forever. He was on this waiting list for eons. The first ones are just now shipping. And there is talk that there's a bunch of problems with the way that the frames are lined, or not frames, but how the metal lines up. So the gaps are wrong and stuff. There's like reports of this, so he's a little stressed about it. I guess he can return it though, probably, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But it is funny. I mean, talking about a DeLorean, this is basically like if you made a DeLorean ugly and one color, it would be the Cybertruck.
Yeah, and you can carry like a dryer washer combo in the back, I guess, or whatever.
Right, exactly. Yes.
No room for the flux capacitor, perhaps. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot it's a pickup. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta have. But it's easy to do, Brian. It just looks like a PlayStation 1 game, is what it looks like.
It's exactly. If you put a DeLorean in Tomb Raider 1, it would look like a Cybertruck.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I know there's some people listening who think that thing looks cool, and I am totally fine with you thinking it looks cool. I think they look kind of bad, but more than I think they look bad, I think they look attention grabbing to the point that I would be nervous every time I park the damn thing.
Yeah,
people are going to be gross and awful, and they're going to do stuff. They're going to key it. They're going to, I don't know.
They're going to baseball it is what they're going to do. I keep a baseball in my car just in case I find a Cybertruck.
Yeah, exactly, because that's how you break them windows, you see.
Yes,
but
exactly.
But my point is, like, I don't want a target on me, and that's what happened. Like, I felt this way when I rented a Ferrari or a Corvette convertible, yellow Corvette convertible in California to do the coastline run there with Kim.
Yeah.
In 2017. Total blast and everything, but that was the trip where I went, I will never own one of these.
Yes, right, because you felt nervous. I remember meeting you for lunch at
oh, that's right. You were in Disneyland. I forgot
Disney.
About that.
Yeah,
that was fun.
They even came and took a picture of us to try and sell us, and I think we took a picture of their picture.
Yeah, we
while
did.
We were pretending to decide if we were going to buy it from them, and then we gave it back to them.
Yeah,
if I remember correctly. I can't remember if we really did.
That's
that
about what we did, I think, if I remember right.
But yeah, that was the trip where you guys had that, and I remember you just being nervous having it parked at a protected parking lot like downtown Disney, where you have to go through a gate to get in, and still is like
it even has insurance for this sort of thing because it's a rental. But I still was like, all I can think about is this car when we're not in the car. When we were in the car, it was fine. We're driving it, we control it, whatever. But when we were out of the car, and at the end of that trip, I said, you know what? Kim. We can never own a fancy sports car. It's never going to happen.
No.
It's just too crazy. I want to be nondescript. I don't want to be standing out. I just want to be, give me a Honda Civic. No one will notice me. Everything's fine, and I'll never have to fix that thing anyway because Honda Civics are great. Well, anyway, this thing only had 977 miles on it, and they're gonna get it all cleaned up, and I don't know, probably sell it.
Yeah,
that's the story.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is really cool, though. 977 miles.
Yeah, right. Can you imagine?
I imagine there's like rubber tubing and stuff like that probably has been eaten through by barn rats and field mice shit on it from an owl.
I'm sure sitting there that long, stuff just atrophies, right? Like
it just deteriorates. The rubber gets hard and cracks and stuff like that. You'd probably have to replace a lot of that.
Your tires are probably bad. One of the things that happened to me once was, so you guys, I don't know if you remember a few years ago, Taylor was in high school. I would have talked about it on the show. She got busted for trying to, her and her friends tried to break into a empty house. I don't know if I talked about it.
Okay.
It was great. It was a wonderful learning experience because her and her idiot friends, they're so dumb. They went and opened this garage door, pulled it up, and then went inside. Didn't break anything. Weren't trying to cause any trouble. It was just this house that was for sale forever and never was going anywhere. And the police came, and I was all for it. I was like, sweet, let's teach these kids a lesson.
Yeah, she'll learn a lot more from them talking to her than she will from me talking to her.
Yeah, and she was pretty freaked out, and
I'm sure
had a big conversation with her about it. The point is, though, one of the things I didn't know before, that house had never been used. It was 5 years old, but everything inside was probably going to have to be redone in some way. Like the countertops just not being used got weird and molty.
Really? Okay.
The kind of dust that settles in there became permanent in places or like part of the paint.
Yeah, right.
And it didn't occur to me that if you don't use stuff, it just can go to the earth again.
Deteriorate. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's just wild. It's just not a thing I normally think of as a brand new house.
But you don't want to let her know that, well, they were going to have to replace that.
No, I didn't do any of that. No.
Yeah.
No,
it's good that you helped him demo that house from the inside, but she doesn't need to know that.
I mean, the cop even came to me first and pulled me aside and said, "Hey, so I'm just going to tell these kids, I'm just going to freak them out a little bit." And I said, 100% cool. Because there was really nothing he was going to do. He's not going to arrest anyone. He's not going to do anything. He's just going to give them a stern warning. But he's like, I really want them to remember this. I said, all right. I support this fully, and was there when he did it. But he had all these kids lined up and was like, just talking that you don't want to set foot in jail.
Scared straight talk, right?
Oh yeah, big time. And they were all like, okay, they were all pretty freaked out.
I love it.
That was a good time.
Awesome.
Check this out.
Okay.
Blizzard Entertainment, now part of the Microsoft Xbox family.
Microvizard.
Microvizard. I like that.
Microvizard. Yeah.
Or Blizzcasoft. Blizzcasoft. Anyway.
That's right.
Blizzard is going to raffle off a human blood-infused PC, personal computer, if Diablo 4 players donate 666 quarts of blood to their local blood dispensaries.
Kiss did it first.
I know, they kind of did. Give me a comic book with your blood in there. That's what I want.
Exactly.
Blizzard hasn't exactly been subtle in marketing for Diablo 4, but its latest PR stunt is especially on the nose. To celebrate the release of the game's new season, Season of Blood, and the high payoff Blood Harvest events introduced, Blizzard has launched a month-long blood drive in the U.S. that will unlock in-game rewards such as, as more people participate. Once donations reach 666 quarts, I don't know how they track this, by the way. Do you have to self-report that you went and gave blood?
Yeah, you probably have to show like a document, right? The receipt from the blood bank.
It seems like a lot of work for them to track this all. I guess worth it though.
Yeah, totally.
We need blood. Anyway, they're going to give players are going to enter the sweepstakes for a custom liquid-cooled PC infused with real human blood.
Oh, that's cool. Is the liquid cool? Like, is the coolant? The cooling liquid that goes through the thing, that's not blood though, right?
No, it's got blood in it.
If it was,
it's got blood in it, but it's not all blood. That'd be cool if it was nothing but blood. I would love that.
Nothing but blood, yeah. Exactly.
But it's got a little bit of blood in there.
Although the fact that it's human blood kind of like, oh, all right, it's kind of gross. If it was demon blood, sure, but But if it was the fact that it's human blood is like, oh, it's kind of gross.
It's a little grody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a human DNA in there. Thing is, though, they don't say anywhere in this or any article I could find whose blood. We don't know whose blood it is.
Sure. Well, which Blizzard employee have we not heard from in a while?
Well, is it Mike Ybarra, the new CEO of things, or is it you gonna have Bobby Kodak's blood on his way out before they force him out in January?
I think it was that employee that set up the what was called the Cosby Room at BlizzCon, or the Crosby Room, as it was.
Yeah,
court
Crosby. Who?
The Crosby Room.
So that would have been. I know.
Oh, do we know who that was?
Yeah, we know who that was.
We
totally know who that was, and he's the one that ended up getting exiled to California, basically, or to Hawaii. What a rough place to exile to.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Oh.
Can't think of his name. He was one of the people on stage when I did my thing, the stage thing. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know it.
Frazarabi, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a turd.
We're back to Italian sports cars. All right, fine.
Yep,
cool.
Driving your Frazarabi too fast, and before you know it, they're using your blood and blaming you for an entire harassment scandal. Anyway.
Yeah, Terry Z confirms actual blood couldn't stand the temps in that cooling system. Plus, it's a little bit more viscous. It's not going to travel through the lines as well. And seriously, if a line ever breaks and you've got human blood pouring out into your system, oh my God, that's horrendous.
Yeah, plus wouldn't it clot? It would clot. The whole point of human blood is it clots.
It would clot, exactly. Yeah, right. You'd have to keep that thing cycling the blood constantly, or it would clot.
Yeah, big wet gnarly blood ball popping out of there. Gross.
Although, does it only clot when it's exposed to oxygen? I think that's the thing with clotting. Like,
I don't know.
That's why it doesn't clot in our.
So when you get a clot in your vein and you get an aneurysm, that's an abnormal.
That's true. That's
thing.
not. Yeah, there's not. Right, there's not oxygen.
Or embolisms, or whatever they're called.
Embolisms aren't. Yeah, it's not because they're exposed to oxygen. Huh.
But I
know we've got Bobby. Bobby will answer us in about 8 seconds and explain why.
Yeah, he'll let us know.
Explain how I'm wrong about when blood clots and doesn't clot.
And if not him, Dr. Tolbert probably has some ideas.
For sure.
On what's going on. Let's talk about Taco Bell for a second.
Sure.
Taco Bell, we talked about it before. They were in a battle to free the Taco Tuesday trademark from somebody else who owned it, because Taco Bell wants to use the Taco Tuesday trademark. We talked about this before, but it's now official. That trademark battle is over. Taco Bell has won its fight over Taco Tuesday trademark in all 50 states, now that the lone holdout, a restaurant in New Jersey, has parted ways with the term.
Oh, so it's
that's a shame.
So it's a restaurant in New Jersey that was the holdout. That's funny.
Yeah, they wouldn't let him do it. They had a copyright
wasn't there
trademark.
Talk for a while that LeBron James was the guy who owned the copyright. Some basketballer or something.
I don't know. Let's see. Gregory's Restaurant, it's called. Oh, co-owner Gregory. It's not really his name, is it?
Gregory.
It says it is. All right. He says relinquishing the trademark registration doesn't change the fact that we can use it, but it does allow others in New Jersey the same opportunity to build their own traditions and help spread Taco Tuesdays throughout New Jersey. He's really focused on Jersey, but it's the whole country now. So Taco Bell can say
the other
thing.
States gave it up just fine, but Gregory apparently was the holdout.
Oh, dude, you don't want to mess with Gregory, or as I call him because we're friends, Greg. I call him. He's just Greg. Right. Greg from. Greg for Walkman. Nice.
Nice.
Anyway, so now they can do it. So they can do like ad campaigns, and they can like say, "Hey, Taco Bell, it's a Tuesday. Get in here and pay too much."
They freed the Taco Tuesday trademark, right? So like it doesn't mean that Taco Bell now owns it. It means that anyone can use it without copyright.
Correct. And that's how it should be.
Which is really good. It's
that's how it should be. I don't think
Let's celebrate with a Mexican pizza, shall we?
Yeah. Hey, there you go. Bring those back again. I like those for the hot minute you brought them back.
They're still back.
Are they back now?
They're still back. They're back permanently. Yeah, people love them. Yeah,
I went there yesterday.
One the other day.
I went there yesterday. I should have done that. I didn't want what I got.
You should have had a Mexican pizza.
I got a Cravings box, which gave me heartburn.
Oh yeah, the old Cravings box. I like that
Yeah.
because you can do your one classic, your one specialty, and your one side, and then a Baja Blast Zero.
Oh, it's the only way to go.
Wash it all down.
I like a Baja Blast Zero.
I do too.
Big fan.
Of all the zeros, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's top tier. Here are my top 3 zeros. Ready?
Okay. All right.
Dr. Pepper Cherry, specifically, 0.
Yeah, specifically Dr. Pepper Cherry, yep.
That's a really good one. Right below that, I'd put Coke Zero. And right below that, and probably Coke Cherry if I can get it. And then below that, I'd put the Baja Blast Zero. Yeah. Top 3 for me. It's really good. And I don't mind. Look, I like Mountain Dew Zero by itself, sort of. But if you're giving me the choice, I'll go with the blue one. Let's go.
Yeah.
Get that Baja and Blast together,
Teal.
baby. The
A
teal.
nice teal beverage.
Yeah. And teal's not a drink enough. It's not nearly used enough.
Just don't use teal enough for beverages.
Not like they used to. All right, final story here.
Sure.
We got a theft of 2 million dimes from a truckload of coins from the U.S. Mint. And the 4 people involved are facing federal charges. That's what happens when you mess with federal money, I guess.
Yeah.
Federal authorities have released more details and unsealed charges in the theft of more than 2 million dimes. This is, by the way, up to $750,000.
Oh, wow.
Which is, if I was to guess how many 2 million dimes was, and I wasn't good at math, which I'm not, I would have said, oh, that's probably a couple million. It's not.
Well, 2 million dimes would be, so that doesn't make sense, right? Because if 2 million dimes, you would just basically move the decimal point over.
Oh, yeah, because it's tens. So hold on.
Tens. So
a portion of his cargo. I take it back. The entire cargo, which was a bunch of other coins, they only got the dimes. All of it together was 750,000. So you're totally right.
Okay.
2 million dimes would be 20 grand.
200,000.
200,000. 1 0 off.
200,000. Yes, 1 0. You'd move it.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's not bad. I could buy things with that.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It'd be the other way around. You'd move it one more up. So.
Well, it wouldn't be 2 million.
Each dime is worth 10 times the number of dimes, right? So basically, or not each dime is worth 10 times the number of dimes, but basically you'd move it the other way. So 20 million. So 2 million dimes is worth $20 million.
Oh, right.
No, because it's 1/10. Hold on a second. So
wait.
not the dollars. So I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. It would be 200,000 because you're going one. Yeah.
200 grand, right? Not 20 grand. 200 grand.
200 grand.
I could spend 200 grand of dimes. I'd walk into a store, slam some dimes down, give me that car, I'd say.
That's right. Exactly.
Let's see. A tractor trailer was loaded with these coins.
Shut up, all of you.
Chat this is going to drive the chat crazy.
Exactly. Oh, we just broke the chat room.
The truck driver was bound for Miami when he pulled into a parking lot to sleep on the 13th of April. So this is just barely being talked about.
Right.
During the night, thieves made off with a portion of its cargo, a shipment weighing over 6 tons, by the way, with all the coins combined. That's a lot of coins. Is anyone using coins? What are we doing with dimes now?
Yeah, no, nobody's using coins.
Why?
Coins go basically, I get coins from whatever, I put them in a jar, I take that jar to the bank, put it into my account. I don't say, oh, hold on, I have exact change, let me pay for this.
I never do that either. Like, oh, wait, hold on, I have a core. I never do that anymore. I used to. Everybody used to, but
yes,
I don't do that now. What do you use the little change catcher in your car for now if you don't put change in there? Or do you still?
I use it for packets of Splenda because a couple places that I go to breakfast, they've got stevia in the raw. I don't want that stuff. It takes too long to dissolve, and it's way more bitter than Splenda. So I just keep Splenda in that little container.
Yeah, because that stuff's it's plant-based. It's very bitter if you have the concentrated stuff.
Exactly. Yep.
Even the light stuff's got a bitterness to it that's not to everyone's taste, but
no, exactly. Nope. I take when I go out to breakfast, I take Splenda with me because 90% of the time places we go don't have it.
There's some people in the chat I think probably keep their weed in there.
Oh, probably a lot of those, yeah. Back to the change though, you're finding a lot more, at least I'm finding a lot more places that when you do order something, or when you go through the drive-thru, let's take Taco Bell, for example. You went through Taco Bell yesterday.
Yeah.
Did they ask you want to round up your change to the nearest dollar amount for such and such charity?
They did, actually. And we did it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I do it too, and it's mostly because, well, number one, I'm not paying cash anyway. Usually paying with the app.
Right.
But that's probably to start lowering our dependence, lowering their dependence on keeping change in the register.
Well, I'm going to start. I have an idea. So we're rounding up when we do that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to start rounding everything up. And here's what I mean.
Okay.
Anytime a number is high enough toward the whole number, I'm going to round up. And so when someone says, do you have 75 cents? I'll say, I have $1. Right? If somebody says...
How often does somebody say, do you have 75 cents?
Very rarely.
Daily life.
Very rarely. This is a bad example. But if
Sir, can you spare 75 cents?
But from now on, when the doctor says, what's your temperature? And it's 96 point whatever, I'm gonna say it's 100. It's 100.
You're gonna just round it up to the nearest 100. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And he'll say, whoa, you got a fever then. No,
just round it up.
I just rounded up, making life easier.
So, but you're never going to round down. You're not going to go to the Taco Bell and they're going to say, all right, your total is $12.39. Please pull forward. You're not going to say, here's 12.
No, I'm not going to do that.
I'm rounding down for charity.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing that. That's funny, though. Yeah, notice nobody ever asks you to round down. They only want you to round up, bastards.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's all the news you can handle today. We hope you enjoyed it. Now, we're going to take a break. When we come back, my sister will be here. It's a little bit of a follow-up this week in a couple of ways. We also got a follow-up text from somebody I'm going to read. But in addition to that, Brian and I both had homework this week. If you don't remember what that was, we will fill you in. We will tell you how we did, and we'll see if Wendy has any judgment in either our directions. And then we'll kind of get...
Oh, it's a bad time for this, but it looks like my router's about to go down for about half an hour. Darn it. All right, well, we'll see how that goes.
It's weird how it just yanked out of the wall like that with your fist using pulling action.
Exactly. It's so weird how,
It's very strange. Anyway, that's all coming up after this song break, and Brian here probably...
Can't believe my Ethernet cables are not impervious to scissors. All right, let's talk about the India in the middle. Hey, I'll put my 2 cents in for this one, which is worth $2, by the way.
Nice.
This is a band called Shower Curtain. They are playing in Brazil alongside the American football. Like when football goes to Brazil in November, this band Shower Curtain is going to be performing before that game, that NFL game. So it's going to be really cool. Or maybe halftime, I can't remember. But anyway, these guys are awesome. These guys are actually from Brazil. They are called Shower Curtain. This is their first single in 2 years. It's called Edgar. Here is Shower Curtain.
Find a road yourself and discover adventure is a car called Riviera.
Call me now for your free whipping.
And we're back. Who was that again?
Sure, I didn't say it enough before the song. My gosh, it's called Shower Curtain, Brazilian band. How much is it Brazilian? This is their first single in 2 years. It's a song called Edgar.
Edgar. Yeah, who the hell is Edgar, Claire? That's what I want to know. Edgar Allan Poe.
When I hear Edgar, I think of the old commercial from the 70s or 80s, and it was the kid's stomach was talking to him, and he'd go, Edgar, this is your tummy, Edgar.
Oh, what was that for? What was the product?
I don't remember what it was for, but...
food, probably.
Yeah. It was something that Edgar liked to eat.
Let's see.
Malto meal, apparently.
Is it Malto meal?
Yeah, you want the commercial?
Yeah, do you have a linky? A stinky linky?
I have a linky.
Let's take a look here.
Let's let Wendy enjoy this commercial from 1978.
Yeah, this would have been... We were all youngins then. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, why is this? Okay, there we go. Come on, play. There we go. Okay, it's playing.
Edgar.
Turn it up.
Edgar. This is your tummy, Edgar.
My tummy?
It's boring down here, Edgar.
What do you want?
I want malt meal. Edgar, malt meal.
Okay.
Malt meal. Sunny, rich, tasty malt. A good part of a balanced breakfast. You make your tummy happy, your tummy makes you happy. Regular or chocolate.
That guy's voice is so every ad and growing up.
Yeah, totally is. Yeah.
Oh, I loved him. Whoever that is. I don't know who that is. But
I love the fact that it sounds like a horror movie.
Yeah.
When you listen to it without the commercial.
That's really good.
Edgar.
This is the worst day of your life, Edgar. All right, I'm ringing Wendy, but it keeps coming back. I don't know if she's declining it or what's going on. She might be, maybe a call happened. Let's see if she texted me.
Oh.
We'll find out shortly here.
Call happened.
Maybe her router is on the blink. Second. She says, give me a second. No worries. Oh, that's all right, Wendy. It's not like we're doing a show here. It's not like we got, time and stuff to keep in mind and all that. Just kidding. I don't care. It's just fine. We can fill the air with whatever we need to. This is a good time to say that I've never had Malto-Meal in my entire life.
Wow.
Yeah.
What about cream of wheat?
I definitely had cream of wheat growing up. It's kind of the same, right?
Same thing, yeah.
Different brand? Same
different
thing?
Brand, different flavors. Like I think cream of wheat, they have a different, maybe even a different consistency, slightly.
Malto-Meal, oh yeah. Oh, Campbell's owns them, that's why. Campbell Cereal Company, which is part of the Mom Brands company. Who is
Mom
that?
Brands.
She's from Futurama there. Mom's favorite little boy or whatever. This Malto-Meal, oh my gosh, there's a long history here. Malto-Meal, 104 years ago, founded in 1919 by John S. Campbell. Yep. They defunct in 2015. They're gone now.
They defunct.
Wow.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Wendy. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, were you doing a call and we were trying to break in through?
I know. I just needed like one more second, and that ringtone is a nightmare. It's
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Can I change that?
You can mute it, but then you won't know we're calling you. So it's up to you. You can totally turn off the sound, but you do what you do.
It's just alarming.
Yeah, no,
Anyway.
I understand.
But I'm here now. Hi.
Hi, welcome back. How are you?
Hello.
How's things?
I'm good.
Oh, good.
Let me talk to Wendy. You gotta do my intro.
Oh, yeah. It's Wendy, everyone. She comes here on Thursdays to do Therapy Thursday. She helps you with your problems. She's a real therapist. And that's good for you because you'll get some free stuff here, some free ideas. All right? And last week, you gave us homework. Before we get to any of that, though, I have a follow-up from a listener. There's a short text that I would just like to read. This is from Katie in Philly, who says, "Hi, Wendy. Last week for Therapy Thursday, you were talking about things that we enjoy that not everyone can identify with. My very own bird watching hobby kicked in as I heard a blue jay outside your window through the microphone.
Yes.
It has happened 2 weeks in a row, and it always makes me do a double take and my nerdy birding ear activate. Thought you would get a laugh out of it, Katie.
Oh, I love it. I just had a cardinal just now staring at me.
Oh my gosh.
There's a sweetest app where you just hold your phone up and it hears every bird in the vicinity and then tells you what they all are. Oh, it's so cool.
That's cool.
Oh, that's cool.
What's that called?
Yeah.
Tell me more about this. What's the name of the app?
I can't remember,
Oh.
but it's great. Adam does it all the time. And now he thinks he can guess the birds, but whatever.
Can he? Can he do it? Or are you
Yeah,
saying...
probably.
Okay.
And there's always a swallow in there. 100% of the time. There's always some little swallow doing its thing.
Weird.
But that's so cute because I get Blue Jays and I get Cardinals and I can't stop thinking about baseball every day because of it. Like,
well,
wild.
here's some advice though. If a cardinal is staring at you through your bedroom window and you're not in the Vatican, everything is fine. Don't worry about it. If it's a bird, but if you were in the Vatican and there is a cardinal standing there in his big red robe staring at you in your bedroom, I would be freaked the F out. All right, that's all I'm saying.
How long have you been working on that joke?
Oh, weeks. Finally got it out. Still workshopping it. Wendy, let's get into it now. Here's the deal.
Yeah.
You gave us some homework last week. Brian's was to do some reading, and we'll
but that's not important.
Brian, everything is a therapeutic issue.
Yes.
Is there a reason you did not do it?
Well, he did.
I read,
sort of did
but
it.
I didn't read something that was fully out of my wheelhouse. I read something that had been sitting on my shelf for a long time that I'd been meaning to read because I couldn't get to I don't know where the box of classics are that I was planning on reading. I was planning on reading like something Poe or H.G. Wells or something like that. So I ended up reading a graphic novel that's been sitting on my shelf forever.
Okay.
So that's something.
Is that all right?
That counts.
I broke my tradition of just like plopping down in front of the TV and I read something.
It's the equivalent
Awesome.
of, it's like in school
100%.
and these kids, it's like use Wikipedia and the teacher's like, well, I guess that's okay. It's like that.
No superheroes in it. It's no superheroes. It's about an A&R man in the world of music and had nothing to do with superheroes. How's that?
Yeah. See, I mean, it's out new genre. Way to go.
Yeah.
And just sitting and reading. I mean, even just doing a different behavioral thing. I think, that's a start. Good job.
Now,
no need to apologize.
Mine was to cook something and not just microwave, hot dog or whatever, but to actually cook something and do it from scratch and with real ingredients and all of that. So I did. The only thing Kim helped me with was the core idea for what I was going to make, which
that's good.
She was like, well, what do you want to make? And I'm like, well, it's getting cold, something maybe soupy or, some kind of stew or something. And she says, well, we have this Tom Yum soup base stuff. It's like a powder form, which makes like that, where do you get it from? You get it at Tom Yum Thai place, Thai restaurants, right? Yeah. And I said, oh, okay, let's start with that. So from there, I built a vegetarian, because I wanted Carter to eat it, a vegetarian soup thing. I don't know what to call it. It doesn't really have a name.
Soup base?
But I will share these. So I put photos in our Discord so you both can see what the stage is. But chat room, you can see them as well. That's the beginning with it, with the mushrooms. Then we got the potatoes. I cut all this stuff up, got all the ingredients
green
myself.
Peppers back there.
Yep, cut up some green peppers, kale, potatoes, mushrooms. Mushrooms are mostly for me. No one else in the house likes them. The base is this a little bit of chicken broth, water, 4 teaspoons of the Tom Yum stuff.
Chicken broth, not terribly vegetarian.
Or not chicken broth. No, that's not what it was. What was it? Shit. Or no, maybe it's that Carter's fine with chicken broth. That might be it.
Okay.
I think that might be it.
I was just gonna say, real quick.
No.
Before we get emails.
To her, it's not meat, but to me, it's silly to not eat meat if you're going to eat chicken broth. But anyway, that's the whole Carter argument.
All right.
But anyway, this base here with all this is in the pot there, and then I added the all the ingredients. So you can see that stage there. It looked pretty gnarly at first. I wasn't sure it was going to work out. It just looked like I was making like a mess. But then the final one is a little bowl of the stuff with some nice toasted sourdough, and it was amazing. It was so good,
fantastic,
and not too spicy, just spicy enough. Tons of veggies. Just a lovely little thing. I got leftovers. I'm going to eat some of that today. Kim and Carter both thumbs up. They didn't tell me what to do or how to do it, except when I was cutting stuff. Kim said, "Don't put your fingers like that." She wanted me. She has a really sharp.
Taught you how to cut. Yeah, good.
She has really sharp. I forgot the name of the knives. They're some fancy knife she got for a gift, and she told me how you do the knuckles out, but the fingers tucked in.
Yep.
And I didn't know that. So prior to her telling me that, I'm like, within a millimeter of cutting myself every time I was bringing the knife down. And she's like, no, do this. Other than that, though, I worked really hard on making this just like me doing my thing. And everybody was very happy. So, Wendy, what do you think of what grade do I get in Wendy class today? Oh, you're muted, by the way. I don't know if you cheeked muted or what you did there, but you muted your.
Oh, yeah. No, I went to go get my phone so I could text you a picture of the thing I did for homework.
Oh, very nice.
I did, and I'll tell you about it. It looks amazing. I'm impressed.
Are you impressed? All right.
Yeah.
It does look really, really good.
Now, here's the big question, though. Did I experience the thing you're pushing for here, which is this kind of a get out of your, I don't know, what you said it earlier. What's the term we're using here?
Your comfort zone kind of thing.
Yeah, but you have a word for it, Wendy. What was it?
I don't maybe know what you're referring to, other than like we were talking about loss of self, right? And how throughout life we sort of are doing for various reasons a lot of who we are can get lost. Like starting parenthood is a great example of how some identity features dissolve, or maybe something traumatic occurs. Like there's a lot of folks will describe those kind of like, I don't even know what I want or who I am anymore, that kind of thing.
Right.
All the way to just like never knew what you wanted because you were always doing what everyone else said to do.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just, I don't know what word I use, but this is the idea of I have an inkling that I care about something or I want to try something.
Mm-hmm.
And you both said them quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whoever's listening, like the bird friend, she's like, I need to go look at birds or whatever it might be. Like some people are already doing the thing that really they can feel is part of their identity. And this is not all about your identity as everything you do, but I think it's rekindling a connection to maybe a you that never existed, but could have.
Yeah,
right. So your sliding glass door moment. You really are Guy Fieri, right?
Yeah. For a hot second there, honestly, it did have.
What happened?
It had this weird. So I was paying. I don't know if I was paying hyper attention to it, but I was paying attention to how this felt to do this, and what I came away with was, you have convinced yourself you're so bad at this, that it's become a false truth in your life. Like I have told myself for so many years, partly because, by the way, Kim says she does this with art. She used to draw all the time. She's very good, but when we got married, she kind of quit. And she's always said to me, well, I always just felt like I couldn't keep up with you. And now with Carter and everybody else who's doing this, it just didn't seem like I was good enough. And I didn't know that. And I think she did a similar thing in that regard. So her cooking, which is awesome. I think I've put myself in a corner where I'm like, well, you can't cook. Kim can, but you can't. You suck.
Yeah.
You're bad at this. And then if I just do it, if I just lay the stuff out and go for it, crank up the heat, try not to burn nothing, and watch your fingers, I can actually do it. And so it was a kind of, not revelatory, it wasn't like life-changing, but it was this moment of like, oh, well, quit being a baby. You can do this more often than you think. And it's not all Dogaritos, and it's not all, microwave burritos.
Weird eggs.
And weird eggs, yeah. I can do more than that. Like the stereotype that the husband doesn't know how to cook anything is kind of fun and funny, and we can, I can only take that so far. But at the end of the day, I made enough food for probably 6 people, and it was all very good, and it was healthy, and it worked out, and it wasn't gross and broken, and I didn't burn anything. So yeah, like it was a really positive experience for me that made me want to try to do it more.
Yeah.
And I'm not just telling you that because it sounds like the way this story should end.
Yeah, no, we're gonna follow up.
Tell me what it is you'd like to hear, and I'll say it.
Yeah, I'll say
and
whatever
I will
you
do
want.
it.
Yeah, that's just like real school.
Okay,
I like
love
this.
it.
Like real homework. Anyway.
Yeah, very cool. Okay,
right.
Can you put my picture up? Did you get?
I did. So Wendy, it looks like you're doing a little crafty work yourself here. What is this? It looks like a table.
Okay, so my friend cuts my hair and does my hair, and I'm at her house, and there's pieces of her old her old dining room table all over the place because she's putting up a new one. Got to get rid of it. She got it when she bought the house from a very old lady. They just left it because it was so heavy. And when was the last time you saw really heavy, good wood? There's something that happens in us as humans that our grandparents did not appreciate in their furniture. They did not have laminate garbage, and so they don't appreciate when you really feel the wood. Anyway, so she's like, oh, I'm just getting rid of this. And I'm like, as much as I really wish I could be like a Facebook Marketplace person who can just go get someone's crappy thing and refinish it or something.
Yeah.
But I just can't I don't know. Someone just got to give me it.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. So she gave it to me. And it's not like we really need a new table, but I just couldn't help myself. So I brought it home and I bought a spray gun, you guys, like a professional. It's really not that expensive. You'd be surprised.
Like one of those painting spray guns.
Yeah.
Connects up to a vat. Yeah.
Right. Because I got a couple things I need to paint, and I actually enjoy painting a little bit, but I have never done furniture. What?
Tell me you went to Harbor Freight, because you probably got that for like $12 at Harbor Freight.
Oh,
I
Harbor
did
Freight.
not.
Oh, you should go
that
there.
Was a better choice because mine was way more than that. Anyway, so I just went to the old Fratelloni's Ace Hardware. Does anyone else have a Fratelloni's, or is that a local name?
Anyway, it's a local name, but we do have an Ace Hardware a block away.
Yeah. And it is. So it feels like you're walking back in time. They even have an old-timey candy and 200 people to help you. It's like the opposite of Home Depot.
Right. They have a popcorn machine at yours?
Oh, no, but that'd be perfect. But everything costs 3 times as much as you expect.
Yeah.
Like, it is so expensive. But I'm like, I am supporting local. Anyway, so I go in, talk to this guy. He helps me with all the things. I buy all the stuff. And then I just went at it. So the picture you have is just the are you going to post it on the
it's up on screen for people
they get to see it
in our Discord so I can see it.
I thought I did. Apologies, hold on.
Oh, that's great. But that table is heavy and it was already ruined, guys, so I can't ruin it anymore. But you can see all the pieces that go
that's
in
a wild base thing.
I know, it's so
really cool base. You could put a child in there and they could not get out.
100%. Or just birds, just kidding, or something like you could put something, fish, a fish
small
tank.
dog.
But it is so freaking heavy. Anyway, and there was weird brass around the base, and so I ripped it all off and like have been spraying and painting. Anyway, it's super fun, and I'm like, who needs something painted? I've turned into I don't know. Like I feel like I should. My alternate life, I was a house painter. I don't know, but it's really fun. So I had a similar thing, and this is what happened when I was painting. It was this morning I was doing a second coat, and I should not have been. I should have been getting ready for clients. Don't worry. What else gets me doing an activity at 7:30 in the morning, only apparently spraying furniture. But anyway, so as I'm doing it, I have this feeling like, oh, I want to cancel all my clients and just do this all day. And I thought, oh, there's not a lot of things in my recent life that I have had that feeling about.
You tapped into some primal thing that you never explored before. That's interesting.
And just like the satisfaction and also the speed. You can paint a whole thing in like 10 minutes. It's pretty amazing. So there's like an awakening, let's call it that, right? Now, am I going to do this for a profession? Probably not, right? At certain ages, maybe we don't do certain things for like this is my new trajectory of life, but that's what a hobby's for. And we have this problem in America. We have a problem where hobbies have to be a side gig because no one can afford to live, right? So now everything is sort of put into a hustle culture kind of thing. And maybe the actual reward of the hobbying, we just don't get it. It turns into another obligation or it turns into another burden, right? But I am open. If anyone lives in the Twin Cities and you need my gun, I will love to come help you paint something. Because it's just so fun. So that's like a classic hobby in the sense of like, I'm going to get something out of it. You know, it feels productive, but it also is really fun. And while I was painting, I was listening to Maria Bamford's book. Anyone?
I love Maria
I like
Bamford.
her as a comedian. I don't know.
Oh my God, you guys. She's a genius. She's a local hero. She's from Duluth, Minnesota. And her impressions of her parents, oh my gosh, is the greatest comedy. Anyway, she's wild. And she is not for everyone.
Her ability to switch between different female personas is almost it's almost like you need to have her checked.
Terrifying.
It's crazy.
Yeah. It's terrifying. But her whole book, it's a memoir, and it is her mental illness journey plus her comedian journey and acting, and it is a wild ride. There are things you're like, what? And if you are not familiar with intrusive thoughts and OCD, and you don't want to know about that, do not listen to this book. But she just does not hold back. She has a thing where she feels this like, and she talks about this, but just this intense need to give actual numbers. So the editors always have to fix her stuff because she gives numbers. She's like, they offered me this much money for this book. Like she feels that urge. And one of my favorite things she's ever done is she went to the University of Minnesota commencement and they asked her to speak. And she took the first 15 minutes describing how they asked her to do it for free. And she goes, I'm going to use the one skill that this school taught me, and that is to negotiate. And she went through and talked about how much money she asked for and went through the whole thing. Like she showed you how the sausage was made for a thing in a way that you are like, what? Anyway, she's amazing.
Yeah.
So I finished the book, so I got to find another book to listen to while I paint. But it's great. If you want a wild ride into mental health and realize like either you're doing great or you really need to call 988. She's got a book for you. It's pretty great.
Yeah.
So that was what I did. But anyway, yeah. So that's kind of this idea of, hey, guys and gals and everyone, what is it you maybe haven't done in a long time? Or a thing you just thought, oh, that's stupid, right? Like I can imagine your 20-year-old self or your 15-year-old self or your 10-year-old self. Like, what were the things you wish you might have been able to do and you could do now, but you just are in the slog of life and maybe not thinking about it. And it's not going to magically fix your identity crisis. No, it's not going to fix a midlife crisis, but it is maybe a sense of, hey, are there pieces of me that have been neglected that maybe just need a little sunshine?
Right. Yeah, I know that there are things like that in my life for sure. And cooking honestly is one of them because it's such a communal experience. Everybody enjoys what you do, right? When you make a good meal, people appreciate it. Also, humans have to eat. Like it's a imperative for our survival. Like all of these aspects of it are a thing that I've let modern society conveniences just push away from me.
Right.
Because I don't need to.
Your wife is a good cook.
Well, she's also, that's the other excuse I have, right? But when she's not around, well, we all know how it goes when she leaves town. It's a nightmare here.
I know.
I eat like crap. But I honestly, now I look at it so her sister and her sister-in-law and her niece are all going to go to Nashville for something. They were supposed to go. They were supposed to go during the week that Angel passed away, and they obviously couldn't go for that, so they had to push it forward. So they're going to do that still. And when they do, I'm already thinking, all right, well, I know what I can do here. I'm going to be like, some of my friends. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the grocery store, where they got
The actual
groceries.
store?
Yeah. And I'm going to walk around and buy like vegetables and things that aren't in a package, that aren't ready to heat and eat, that sort of thing. And I'm going to actually really go for it the next time she's out of town and just see what happens. And I feel inspired to do it just because of that simple however long it took me. It didn't take more than an hour to make that.
Yeah.
And most of it was making sure it was hot enough and the potatoes were cooked through and all that.
Yeah.
But it really did have that effect on me. And
Are you prepared to be asked to get things off grocery shelves, Scott?
I am prepared. Well, I don't need to because
Okay.
I'm tall enough. I can get whatever. I'm good.
No, people asking you.
Oh, no, I'm prepared for that. But the problem is you have resting helper face. I have resting bitchy face.
I really do.
Yeah. So people
really
see you
do.
and they think you work there, even if you're not wearing a shirt the same color as the other guy at
Doesn't
Walmart.
matter. They're
In
like,
my
that
case-
lady seems like she cares about what I'm doing right now. And I do.
In my case, I'm scary looking and I look too tall and I look like I'm mad and I'm not.
And you do look like you're mad. You're right. You got a grumpy resting face. Okay, I love this. Okay, so we want pictures of what you make for yourself, because the communal part, you got to invite someone over. You have to have a reason to cook that might help you. If you can do it on your own, great. But maybe invite somebody over.
Yeah. So what I was thinking is I would do it with the least partial people I can think of. So
Totally. Who is desperate for food?
Carter's got a friend named Alicia who is she's one of the most straightforward, like logical, no nonsense kind of people.
No nonsense, right.
So I think
not going to sugarcoat or pussyfoot anything.
Exactly.
Basically.
Probably have her over. We have next door
honest
neighbors, Mike and his wife next door. They would be maybe a great pair to bring over, and they can bring their baby. Like I'm thinking that would be a good way to litmus test this, right? I'll be nervous though, because
That's the best part.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to take your word for it because right now it feels like the worst part. But
you're going to be proud of it. You're going to work hard at it, right? Like there's the performance value of just enough nervousness, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's something to that. There's something to that. You have some stakes, basically.
You do.
Yeah.
You do.
Maybe we'll have steaks.
Where's my table? I'm just going to eat on it until I don't.
We're having high steaks over at Scott's house.
And Brian, you can just add maybe a different genre onto your reading list, but keep it going. Keep it going.
Yes, we'll do.
Yeah.
For sure.
I love it. Okay. So this, I'm gonna, we can, if you guys have other things you want to talk about with this specifically, I'm gonna just do something annoying with real steps if you guys are open to it.
Go for it.
Please.
Let's hear it.
So I sent out an email today. So if you got the email, you can just hang up now because you've already heard it or you've read it. But I sent it out because, I was thinking about, often my tone in sending out emails for real steps is like, yeah, join us. And then I thought, okay, this happened the other day with a client. A client said to me, we had a session where it was just like, I just didn't like how you were handling that, which is like brave to have honest feedback,
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you were just too enthusiastic. And I was like, oh, dude, I am deeply enthusiastic. So that bugs you. He's like, yeah. I'm like, dang it. Okay. Well, I will try to be less enthusiastic. But it was just a very funny conversation about, like, we all have different responses to different people, right? So I was like, listen, Wendy, you can be real sincere in these emails. You don't have to be enthusiastic, but I still couldn't help it a little bit. Anyway, but I'm going to do this. This is annoying. No one wants anyone to read to them, but I'm going to read to you the email. You guys ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Do it.
Okay. I'm going to read it because it's a really good example. And this is just a recent development of a client that I was going to share about doing what we do in Real Steps and how it's helped somebody, because it is serious. Even though we have a lot of fun doing it, it is, it matters. Okay. So here we go. I have a client who has struggled with her self-image since her 8th birthday, when her grandmother told her to, quote, take it easy with that cake in front of everyone at her birthday party. Her mother, her aunts, I say aunts now, by the way.
Do you say aunts now? What the frick, dude?
I like it better than
it's
ants.
better. It's
oh, no,
British.
Brian's right. You guys are totally right, but I can't believe they goosed that out of you over there. That's crazy.
And I used to feel so weird. Now I feel weird saying ants. It sounds wrong.
Yeah, that's weird.
Sorry, everyone. Let's start over here.
All right.
Her mother, her aunties, her sisters, and both grandmothers shared the same problem: body dysmorphia, chronic dieting, binging, and self-loathing. For many generations, they shared the same deep self-hatred and exhausting obsession about weight and size amongst themselves. This, unfortunately, was passed wholeheartedly onto every little girl, each new generation. So throughout this past summer, she and I have been working the Real Steps principles together. She worked hard and dug deep and has been able to heal her relationship with food and her body. She stopped weighing herself, learned to move in ways that finally felt good, and then almost miraculously, after 30 years of struggle, found total peace with food. Her birthday was earlier this month. This is how she described her birthday meal out with friends and family. So her 38th birthday, 30 years from that time her grandmother told her to take it easy with
a long time to have that affect you. Wow.
Every birthday, right? Okay. So after dinner, after dinner, when everyone was ordering dessert, I checked in with my hunger levels and felt full and satisfied. I didn't order dessert and felt nothing but calm and content. Not because I didn't have cake, which would have previously been a form of sick pride, but because I didn't want it. For the first time in my life, it had no power over me. I could have eaten cake or not eaten cake. It had miraculously lost all its meaning, all its power. All that mattered was what I wanted for myself on my birthday. I finally feel free from the perceived judgments of others. I feel freed from overeating and mistrusting my body's cues. I am simply at ease in my own skin. Wow, right? When she shared the summary of all her successful changes, it hit me. What kind of world could we live in if more of us felt at ease in our own skin? What would it be like if parents taught kids the skills to be at ease in their bodies? What if generations of mothers, fathers, uncles, and aunts and grandparents handed down self-love instead of shame, all while sharing a joyful slice of birthday cake?
Wow. You know what? I want to feel like somebody who's at ease with their body. I don't have
right?
I love to feel good in my own skin because I seem to have gotten a lot more skin in the past.
I don't know where you guys would ever be able to participate in something that might help you with that.
Gosh, I don't know. Is there any place around that could do that for
You'll have to Google around, figure it out. Anyway, so that was my pimping for Real Steps, realsteps.org. It starts in 2 weeks. It starts Monday, the November 6th. So a little post-Halloween, a little pre-Thanksgiving. And just to note, everyone, we meet at noon Central Time on Mondays for a live meeting.
Yep.
And if that doesn't work with your schedule, there's a recording you can check in afterwards. We also have a new group thing happening on Thursday nights. It's going to be a blast. So join us and eat birthday cake with us because we eat birthday cake during it. It's pretty great,
right? But it's made of kale and healthy things. Right?
No, it is not. It is actually birthday cake, and it's an eye-opening experience.
Nice.
You'll love it.
Nice. Well, that sounds great. That sounds like a really good time. Check it out. Realsteps.org is also where you can find all the information, and you're gonna want to be a part of it at some point. Maybe even we do. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Wouldn't that be wild to have you guys there?
Wouldn't it be wild?
It would be vulnerable.
It would be like Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift coming to your steakhouse in Kansas City.
Oh my
You're
gosh!
Like, what?
Yep.
I don't even want to get into which one of us is Taylor Swift.
No, I don't even want to be the football side of it. You know,
really me.
You know what's funny is I was reading something about that, and I thought, wouldn't it be funny? And I'm sure this joke has been not joke, but this idea has been talked about. But they should put Taylor Swift on the cover of the next Madden game because she is drawing so many viewers every time she's on that she should be on there. And then somebody pointed out though,
picture of her cheering from the
just doing like this with the big man Madden 94 or whatever. But here's what's funny though. There's a curse associated with that. When you make the cover of Madden, there's a long-running curse that if you do,
you'll have a bad season after that.
You'll have a bad season, or you'll tear a ligament, or you'll blow your knee out, or like there's a whole bunch of those that have happened. It's probably all. Hey, let me just say this: it is all bull crap. It's also true that a lot of football players get injured. That's really what the problem is. So I don't think she would suffer from it. It's like her next album will be a flop. Or no one will care about her concert anymore. So just put her on Madden, all right? Put her in there.
Unless you believe in curses.
And I don't.
No.
Yeah. But can we just all appreciate this, that it's made so many young, middle-aged, and old men angry to have Travis Kelce reduced to his relationship and not to his profession.
Right,
Just a moment of,
it's a little
what's
weird.
That like? Taylor
weird.
doesn't know. She doesn't know what it's like to have her career second.
Yeah. But guess what? Everyone and their dog with an internet connection has an opinion on that whole relationship.
I know. Who doesn't?
That's really
Can you imagine the weight?
Denver Sunday. The Chiefs are playing the Broncos here.
Whoa,
and
Brian!
I'm sure old T Swiffy is going to be in attendance.
Mm-hmm.
She did not come to Minneapolis, and we're all bitter. Like the mayor even asked, please come. She didn't. I know it was new in the relationship, but here's the thing: we were Kansas City fans before Taylor Swift because my daughter Allie is in love with Patrick Mahomes because he once said he likes ketchup and she likes ketchup.
Nice. Nice.
And so she got a T-shirt. It's coming in the mail that just says, "Just a girl who loves Patrick Mahomes."
What a hot take, by the way. I love ketchup.
It's so cute. Loving the ketchup. Also, his weird side throw is so fun to watch.
It is fun to watch.
Anyway.
Yeah, he's great. Well, more on that as the season continues.
As the relationship continues.
Yes, and then next week we'll have another one of these. Wendy, thanks so much for hanging out with us. RealStuffs.org.
Thanks,
Everybody
guys.
go check it out. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye.
So cool. See you, Wendy.
Okay. Did that kick her out? It did.
Yeah, it did, and I'm still here. So
I like when she brings her mom to the games. I think that's cool.
It's totally cool. Yeah.
She seems like a sweet lady.
It's not Taylor Swift's mom, right? It's Travis Kelce's mom that Taylor Swift is hanging out with.
I thought she went with her mom once.
Did she bring her mom? Okay. Because
I'm
I know
not
the
sure.
photos I've been seeing were of her with Travis Kelce's mom.
With mom. Let me see because maybe I'm attributing the wrong momship here. Oh, that's definitely a lady. I think she came to a game. But also, you're right. She's hanging out with the other mom a lot. That's just a nice thing. I think it's great. Look at these moms hanging out with the new girlfriend, soaking in their own money.
Yeah.
They're all loaded. I'd vote for Taylor Swift if she ever ran for something. I like her. She's nice.
I do too. She seems to be an incredibly smart businesswoman.
Yeah.
Really.
And it really seems like genuinely nice, which I respect. As best we can tell from here. Anyway, let's get out of here. A quick reminder, Coverville today at 1 p.m. Coverville.
That's right. 10,000 of the Maniacs.
That's right. Twitch.tv/Coverville for that live. If you want to watch Core live, you can watch it on Twitch or YouTube live at 5 p.m. Tonight. So me and the boys back together talking games. We've got a lot to discuss and suss through. So come check it out with us. That'll be live tonight at 5 p.m. And then Playdate tomorrow at 10 a.m. for anyone in the TMS community. Even if you're not a patron, you can come to this thing. Patrons will get first stab at getting into games, but there's oftentimes a hole here or there where somebody can get in randomly. You can also play in the audience. We're going to check out the new Jackbox stuff and then probably finish off with a little bit of that scary mode in Among Us.
Oh, Claire got to you, huh?
Well, it feels like a Halloween.
It does. It feels like we need to play one of those one round. Plus,
one round. No big deal.
I always want the random spinner to land on me. I want the spin the bottle to pick me to be the scary monster that has to run around.
Have you not done that yet?
No,
it's so much fun. Yep. Yeah, it's pretty crazy the way it works for the person who's it, I guess. Anyway, it's really good. And then Film Sack Sunday, The Exorcist. Will be the film we're watching. Speaking of which, Tanner slotted that in based on Brian's recommendation yesterday. So they are going to start early Friday, 3, I believe he said, or is it 4 Mountain?
3 is the Exorcist, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 3 Mountain, I believe, or 5. Sorry, 4 Mountain.
4 Mountain, is that what it is?
Wait, now I got it. He told me and I forgot.
3 p.m. Mountain on Friday, The Exorcist.
There we go, The Exorcist. We'll start, and then they got a whole lineup going. Check out Discord for details. If you want to hang out and watch movies.
I won't be watching it with people because I can't, if I'm doing Film Sack, I can't be there when people are commenting on it because I'm afraid I'm going to look at what they comment on and accidentally use it for Film Sack.
No, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same here. Plus I got to capture clips and all that. I can't be part of that viewing. Well, plus I'll have a show. I'll be right in the middle of Play Retro when you guys start anyway. So even if I wanted, we couldn't. Me and Dunaway.
Couldn't do it even if you wanted to.
Yeah. Anyway, enjoy that. That's it for us. Patreon.com/TMS. Please come support us. We're heading toward the end of another month, and it's a great time to jump on board if you haven't already. For as low as $1 a month. Check that out at patreon.com/TMS. Brian, let's play a song and get out of here. What do you got?
Sure. This one, another one that was a long time coming. Missed this one on the 14th, but getting to it now. Mike Crowley wrote in and said, B and S, I approached my 50th birthday on 10/14 with fear of being old, but excitement for making another decade here and with my family. Unfortunately, on the 13th, my 15-year-old Shepherd Lab mix started having some major GI issues. We knew he had had some problems in recent years with his liver, so we were worried the inevitable end was coming. Fast forward to 1 a.m. on my birthday, he started crying uncontrollably and other things I'll limit details on. 90 minutes later, we were at the local ER, the vet ER, where nobody ever wants to be for putting him at rest from his pain. Our pup's name was Jedi and was my wife's, and especially my 18-year-old son's Bud for almost his entire life. Feels like yesterday we were bringing him home from the adoption event. Please play something that has some connection to Star Wars, as the word name Jedi will always hit differently from now on for me. Signed, Mike Crowley.
Oh, man, I'm so sorry to hear that. But also happy birthday, one way or the other there.
Yeah, exactly. And man, Scott and I both experienced that kind of loss, and it hurts like hell. Hurts way more than you think it is going to be. You think it's going to, especially when you bring them home from the shelter. You never think ahead of time. It's like, well, I'm just bringing home a heartache in 15 years or whatever it's going to be.
Yeah, you never think about that the day you get them, do you?
No. But you know what? You gave Jedi the best life he could have had, and good on you for doing that.
Yep.
How about everybody's favorite Jedi, Yoda? This is from one of my favorite Star Wars cover albums of all time. My favorite, of course, being the one Andrew Allen did, Live from the Cantina. But this is a runner-up. Ukulele Force, Star Wars cover is done ukulele style. This is performed by some Japanese name that I cannot read. Just little symbols. It is Yoda's theme, and it's on the ukulele, and really, what more do you need than that? Going out to Jedi and to Mike Crowley.
Get more at frogpants.com.
I like what I do.
Oh, well, you should all like what you do.
Yeah.